am/should be streaming. That's actually a good point. I've got another extra monitor. What a setup! Side monitor on the left, TeamSpeak and OBS, monitor on the right, big YouTube video. And Twitch, I think both. I should have it try a restream still, I think. Not sure what quality is going to be like. I will also disable my preview. That's pissing me off on the left, seeing a mirror of what I'm doing on the main one. I think you would like this game. You kind of like thinking about stuff a little bit, don't you? Not sure how you are with resource management stuff. The thing is with this one, you know, most like survival games, usually you've got a finite supply as well, but you go up a decent amount of time to get to that finite supply and get something quote unquote set up. That's the challenge, not included. If you fuck up, you might not get to that point in time before you get anything set up. That's where a bit of fucking knowledge comes in. I've died many of my colonies have died. I've had one fucking my last cook died as well. My last artist died. Great for her right here. Poor little girl, Ada. She was a really good artist and made some nice paintings for her. Oh. Oh yeah, well the fucking title. Last game monster. Right, so that's cool stuff. No, I can turn it off. Alright. Double check. Side of that? Oh, yeah, you mean like 2D, yeah, 2D, yeah. Yeah. Here we go. That's how that should look. I feel like it goes off already. I don't really need more than that. Kind of want some a bit darker blue. There we go. Blue enough. This light. So. And I'll explain to you in a second what this fucking contraption here is. Those are, bumps. Good. Alright. I'm gonna pause it whilst I explain this. This is more or less advanced. It's called the SPOM, or short for self-powered oxygen module. And it's got, well, you can tell by name, it's completely self-sufficient and provides the base with oxygen. And how it works is, in oxygen not included, gases behave more or less like in real life as well. So in this room, at the bottom right, we've got two pumps sucking up oxygen. And we've got an electrolyzer here. This electrolyzer turns water and electricity into hydrogen and oxygen. Oxygen is lighter, is heavier than hydrogen, so that goes to the bottom, gets sucked up by these pumps that are automated by this sensor that only lets them pump up oxygen if it hits above 800 grams. Then the hydrogen goes into this part, where there's a fucking pump for a hydrogen generator, which, as you can see, pumps the fucking hydrogen via a long loop so it doesn't get backed up into the hydrogen generator, which makes just enough energy to power these things. The hydrogen generator, just is purely for the fucking power and the surplus of oxygen here. And that oxygen is coming out, but the only finite thing about this setup is water. So I've got 5 going out. Here we go. Got 5 coming in. And it's coming in from a steam vent. Basically, this is just a vent that once in a while pumps out steam for a while as well. Like not constantly, but every like 10 minutes it pumps steam for like 3 minutes, so to say. That'll quote unquote cool down, condensate, and become water, but as you can see that's 70 degrees. However, all our duplicates and animals and farm stuff has a comfortable temperature of around 25 degrees. So if we pump that 70 degrees water into the oxygen, electrolyzer and everything, we would have oxygen of 70 degrees as well. So I pump that oxygen that we suck up through these pipes. The yellow ones are highly firmly reactive in terms of how they interact with their environment. And these plants you can find in the gold biomes like here, these ones, that one over here. And basically they cool the surrounding air. So these plants basically cool the air around the pipe. As you can see, it's 17 degrees in here, and it's 22 degrees out there. So they'll cool the oxygen before it gets sent into the base. As you can see, the base is nicely provided with oxygen. But that's not that machine because I've literally just turned it on. Let's put these little things here. They're called algae deoxidizers, and they make oxygen by putting algae in it. This stuff. You will farm some at the beginning, and it only needs power and a bunch of this. But this is finite. This is not. So if you get like, yeah. What do you mean? No, it has nothing. It's got fuck all. It's got a pretty decent guides. It's got a pretty decent guide. All from the internet, like seeing some different builds from people and this and that. And there's one guy that added a cool little thing that I quite like, which is this door here. Well, that will lock though. No, this, yeah. Basically, that door, he's got those two plants on it. But if the door opens, they get the falling thingy. So they'll disable the plants basically, so they won't cool. And he's got that hooked up to this one, which is the filter gate for the ventilation. Go. Automation stuff. And that basically sends a signal. If the oxygen falls, excuse me. If the oxygen goes above, rather, sorry. If the oxygen goes below 2 degrees, it will turn off this door, so the air doesn't get cooled too much. That makes sense. Yeah, there's like a bunch of shit that you can. And you've got to get food. So this one is either basic, like little lantern boxes. This is the upgraded style that you can actually walk on those as well. And then the more rare one is this one. However, that one requires water to be pumped into it, and not just any water. Because if you pump the hot water into it, then the entire room will warm up as well, and the plants will get too warm to grow. So these plants in particular need between 10 and 30 degrees, so if I pump 70 degrees water into that, the entire room will get 70 degrees. It's quite a while. You've got the like machinery and stuff, well, like this is a temperature overlay. Machinery and stuff that creates heat as well, so you don't want to put a bunch of batteries right next to your farm, for example. And this here, like you can make the blocks out of different materials. Selected here. There's one here that's called a Abyssalite, which is a little purple looking one, like this stuff here, with little fucking stars in it. And that's super firmly insulated. It's basically infinitely in its thermal insulation, as you can see in the overlay. Wherever it gets farmed from, it just retains its temperature, and it doesn't give anything through. So it can be fucking 80 degrees on that side, it will be whatever I want it to be on the inside. It's a perfect insulator. And that's why my entire room for the oxygen setup is obviously built out of that stuff. It's so that it doesn't fucking leak out into the rest of the base, the coldness. Same as with this future room. Yeah, same as with this future room. This future room is going to be my room for cooling the water. I've never looked at any guides. I'm going to try and figure something out myself. Similar, I think, to this stuff. I'm going to use some more resource. Like I put one more here. I put one more here. I think I put one more in storage as well, so I've already got 3. And I know that there's plenty. Radiate, there you go, Radiant Liquid Pipe, which is the same as the fucking vent shop for liquids. And if I run them through like a little radiator setup like that one there, I might be able to cool the water sufficiently enough to use it for different stuff, like for example, another cool thing, like for example, the duplicates washing their hands in the toilets. Not the toilets, just washing hands in showers, for example. Because the toilets, that's another fun setup I've got. So the toilets, as you can probably guess, needs water to go into it for flushing, and it flushes polluted water down. And then you got this beauty of the fucking setup. Which is the sieve system. Basically, this is completely infinite in a loop. The toilets make polluted water, pump that in here, goes into this little, what do you want to call it? Fucking holding area, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. It'll get pumped up into this here, which is a sieve, which cleans the water. But a sieve can never clean all the bacteria. Like if I click on this water here, it's got 275 germs. It will have more shit in it probably. If it gets fresh water. And that'll clean it, put it in here. But as you can see, there's still a lot of fucking germs in there. So I definitely don't want to use that for plants or for you washing your hands. So what I do with that is I pump it back into the system. So it goes whoop, up there. Any overflow will just get sent back into the system. And everything else will get pumped out. And it's used for flushing. So it's got an infinite loop. So it'll take 1,000 grams of polluted water and make 1,000 grams of clean water. And it'll take a bit of sand to do it. It'll generate some heat, that's about it, and polluted dirt, which I've got on this compost here, to make into regular dirt again. Bunch of stuff. Yeah. Bunch of fucking stuff. And then you've got like kinda neat things like this, like fiddling about with that. The rooms they've added that a few months back. Basically, every room's got different bonuses. So a farmhouse, a greenhouse, you can hover over on the right, see what it needs. So you see it needs a farm station, minimum size and maximum size. But it makes the plants grow faster, and the farmers can utilize little techniques to increase the growth speed. So you definitely want to get those bonuses. Like for example, the washroom gives them a great morale boost for using it. Same as in the barracks, it reduces their stress up here. They're all not stressed. Perfect. Just where I want them to be. But the duplicates will get stressed out if they do like really stressy work, if they're not happy, don't have food, etc. And they'll have stress reactions, and depending on how bad your duplicate is, that might be a really shit stress reaction. Like, let's see where this company. Where do you see that again? Status file. Here we go. Binge eater. So this one's got one of the worst fucking stress reactions in the fucking world for this game. Binge eater. If he becomes really stressed, he'll eat your entire fucking food supply. So you want to keep the stress levels down, either by making really nice rooms with lots of art and decor. That one. There you go. So they feel happy, and that reduces stress when they walk through it. So I like to keep as many of my rooms as nice for them as possible. Obviously, you can't do that for every room because I can't fit paintings anymore. And it's not necessary. They only need to go in there for a little bit. But rooms that they need to stay in for a while, you want to make positive for them. Otherwise, they fucking go through shit. Like, there's also ones that have stress vomiting. There's a trait as well that just, in the beginning I didn't know what it meant. It says flatulent, and when you hover over it just says, some duplicates are just full of it. I didn't realize that actually means that they'll fart, and they'll create natural gas. And natural gas, which is up here, it's really good for making power, but it's a really annoying gas to have in your base because it's it sits right in between oxygen and hydrogen, so you can't really, like, hydrogen goes to the top, as you see, like there's some leaked out, but it just instantly rises to the top, so no issue with that. Chlorine instantly drops all the way to the fucking bottom, as same as carbon dioxide, so you can quote sort of filter that out. But natural gas just goes around and around and around, and it's really annoying to get rid of it. Come on, go, yo. I didn't put two and two together. Like I said, I didn't quite know. I thought it was just more comical than anything else. I didn't realize they were actually going to create fucking things. As you see, this fucking vent's overpressuring now. I can turn these up, so disable building, put a high priority. No longer a need for these. Let's see. Oh, look at that. Look at it go. That should, see, completely automated. This is pre-alpha, by the way. Or alpha, I think. Yeah. I really don't see this game as a development game. It's got so much stuff to it. Like, the latest update I've still not fucked about with rocketry. You can actually fucking create a spaceship, go to different asteroids and maps and get stuff from them. Like, there's so much more stuff that I need to do that I've never tinkered around with. With this base, I think I might be able to go. At the moment, I've got a really good setup. I just need to get my power situation sorted, and that's going to be the next step. But for now, I'm running on coal power, which is, it's not too shabby. It's also a bit annoying to do power, because, well, these wires here, power overlay, slow down a little bit. As you can see when you hover over it, it says circuit status, blah blah blah, out of 3180 volt, but that wire can only take 2000 max. And normally not all the buildings are operated at the same time, so that's why at the moment it needs to be. But at some point I have to like create basically a big room down here with generators and electricity, and then create some sort of a layout. I'm thinking of maybe around the side here, run some high voltage cables and then a transformer every time, and basically create like fuses and boxes and separate my base into different fucking power grids. Otherwise shit breaks. Oh, did that break? Oh, it broke. Fuck me. See what I mean? Why did that one break? Oh, they made that particular one wire they made out of fucking... Actually, I think they can still get that one. Wire... It needs to be made out of gold because the room gets wired, really gold slash gold. Oh, I need to disconnect that as well. And then... How do I not have refined metal? They're not making metal. Also a fun one. A metal refinery takes in water, any sort of water, so obviously I'm using the fucking dirty water from the toilet. Outputs the slightly, I don't think it's polluted actually, but just hot water basically, quite hot. So I just put that back into the oh, I actually fucked that up a bit. Where's that going here? Did I do it here? Oh, I see what I did. One second. There's a little trick to it with the bridges. They only go one way. Thing. I think I need to link it up with that one over there. No. Wait. It comes in here. It goes down here. That one, I think. Like that. Otherwise my water just gets completely blocked up, and I don't want that, because then they don't flush anymore and they'll shit themselves everywhere like they did last time. Huh? These are too warm apparently. Body temp. Let's have a look. Oh yeah. Just 30.1. No, that creates this fucking shitty polluted water. And it emits polluted oxygen as well, which which is toxic, and they'll get sick of it. They'll get sick because of it. After. Definitely don't want that. Do I have? Like, I'm thinking I want to do something with hydrogen, making a hydrogen power plant, because I've got this fucking, literally a hydrogen vent, like the same as the steam geyser over there, right next to my base. That's constantly, like, this hydrogen level used to be up here, and this vent has filled this room down there. I want to pump that chlorine out, and this chlorine, made up my mind, yeah. And I want to fill this little room with it, and what I'm going to do with that little room is I'm going to put a few storage units in there, pump it full of chlorine, and then if you turn on this overlay, which is the germ overlay, so you can see this food poisoning that's in our base, it's too bad. We'll never get rid of that. But this stuff will kill your fucking people if you're not careful with it. It's not extremely hard to deal with, just gotta know how to deal with it, the slime limb. But if you mine it up, and you put it in a box somewhere, it'll start spreading a little bit, and the box will get full of slime lung, and every time they get something, it will rise. So basically, you don't want it. So what I'm gonna do is, because I know it resides only in slime pretty much, in this slime stuff, I need to dig through it to get some different areas. And I'm gonna create a few storage units here, and with the storage units, you can tell them what to put in it and what not to put in it. So I'm gonna say like all slime needs to go only in these containers and have more or less higher priority than everything else. Just pump the room full of chlorine, which will kill the bacteria. Chlorine is, as we all know, disinfectant. That's my plan for digging through all this shit. Being able to make this a bit, being able to extend my base a bit upward. I want to go towards the top of the map at some point. Get some solar panels at the outside so I can get energy with solar panels. Well, game already did. Chlorine bleach. Chlorine bleach. Yeah. Well, I can also get this fucking bleach stone, and you can make a hand sanitizer with that. Yeah, with the bleach stone, which removes germs when they, like, with these fucking things here, the wash basins, if they move past it, it removes, what's this here? What is it again? It's like a few values or something. Say again. Removes some germs. It's like a few thousand. Basically removes germs and then wash their hands. Like if they come out of this area, like right here, and they touch something dirty, and they wash their hands here, it'll get rid of the germs on their hands. And the hand sanitizer kills a lot of them, like a lot more than the wash basin. But basically, you never really need more than the wash basin for this one. I don't bother with it because it's a finite resource. It's a bit of fucking fishing hard to get. Well, apparently, I'm not doing any research. Research. Goes here. Yeah, I need to cool that room. It's really hot there. I wonder if the air, how cool the air is. Oh, look at that, 21 degrees. Actually coming out at a perfect fucking temperature. 21.3. It is water at 62 degrees, so. Quite hot water. Like that. Oh well. A little better, I guess. 21.2 degrees. Let's send some of that air to the farm. Can I run it through that? I can. Awesome. Don't need it all the way there. Yes. Good. And I might have to dig around with these in the future, but I don't think I'm going to. Valves that control like how much gas gets out, but Ooh, this is something that you can see now. This is when, like, this is your beginning screen as well. If you start a new map, you get to choose 3 duplicates to start off with. Obviously now I'm just choosing one of the 3, but in the beginning you will get 3 duplicates and you can randomize each one of them, change the name as well. But yeah, they've got different stuff, like they've got attributes, they've got traits, interests, so if they're doing a job that's within their interest, they'll have less stress and they'll feel happier. I don't really look too much at the interest, so they'll have to fucking deal with it. I do look at the traits though. Gastrophobia, not too bad. They just can't cook, that's the only bad thing about it. Early bird, not bad, not really good either. They get +2 bonus to all their attributes in the morning. The first 120 seconds, I think, of the day. They get a bonus to everything, which is completely wasted usually, but also they're eating dinner, and by the time their old attributes are the fucking bonus is gone, they'll actually start doing work. But he's got quite good construction bonus, +5 construction and 5 construction speed per hand. This one's got a really shit one and a really good one. Well, I say really shit one. So you see loud sleeper in space, everyone can hear you snore. You don't want to place this guy in a barracks, like that one in the background there, with multiple people, because they'll all wake up. You need to get him into a separate room so they will wake up. Like, I've got separate rooms, so I could get that guy, but this is really good. Direct lungs, less air, so literally halves the amount of oxygen that they breathe. So for a starter one, that would be a really good one. At the moment, not that important, but I've got infinite oxygen anyways at the moment. Irritable bowel, not too bad either. It's just they take longer to go to the bathroom. Simple taste is a little bit good, a little bit not amazing, but they'll just be able to deal with shitty foods better than like the shittier the food, the less happy they'll be again. It's farming. I might drink it though. Kind of like drink. Be able to. I don't know if that's changed. I need to do some research into that. But it used to be that strength they couldn't train. I think someone said that you can train it now if you just give them the job as a gopher, which is basically the guy that runs around and grabs shit, and then they'll gain the attribute strength. But basically, in the past, everyone just chose duplicates with this on, and I still do personally, because I'm not entirely sure yet. Is because all the other ones, they'll eventually level up and learn themselves. Like, if you make a dig lock, that'll go +1, +2, +3. But this one wouldn't level by itself, so you'd be stuck with the rank that you got from the beginning. So basically, all these ones will get to +5 eventually if you just let them work long enough. So, but that will never change. Cooking and ranch. I mean, he could be a good character. What shall we name him? Got a name suggestion? A cook. Ooh, let's go on Gordon. And then you got this tab, which is the job tab, so you can assign their job. I go Gordon, assign the sous chef. When it comes to sous chef, I think I've already got one. Although it's my. So you see, that's the morale film. That's recently been out like a month or 2 ago. They used to just have stress, but now they've also got morale on top of it. And morale you can increase by, for example, this room, the mess hall, the bedrooms, the washing room, massage clinics, recreation rooms, retardedly small. It's away from the penis, so you can make that one a bit bigger somewhere else. Yeah, that'll increase their morale. But if their morale's not high enough, and you give them a job, like for example, the bigger miner, you see that? Alto's morale is 7, but season miner job needs 16. I'm still gonna give it to him though. He'll just get stressed out. Because the morale's not high enough. But we've got massage tables, which these things here, and if they'll go and lay on it at early stress, and then they stop when they reach then stress. They'll get a little break if he gets too stressy. He might kind of better. Yeah, he might kind of better. I don't know. Better. Really not well. Very much worth it. Yeah, and there's way more being added. There's still so much that you haven't seen still. And there's way more in-depth stuff to this. Like, you've seen now the fucking plumbing, you've seen the ventilation. There's still automation, so AND gates, OR gates, automation cables that you can hook up to all your devices. There's also shipping with conveyor rails, auto sweepers, and this and that. So I can set up a completely automated thing where I put a few chests here, and then a conveyor belt, and eventually I'm probably gonna do that. Conveyor belt that goes down to my fucking coal generators with an auto sweeper picking it up off the conveyor belt, putting in the coal generator. The coal generator is only activating when the energy net is below 50% for the batteries. Actually, on that one I've already got. Energy net is already hooked up to a smart battery first, and then it goes to the other batteries. And that battery will basically stop these coal generators if it's above 50% full. And because all the other batteries are behind it, the other batteries fill first, then that will fill. That's a lot of fucking in-depth stuff. Branching as well, I've not digged around with that at all. I'm gonna have to at some point. Tomorrow, right? I'm gonna have to career drop offs, this and that. I'm gonna have to shear these guys for their wool. I'm gonna need to make certain things. That's still going? Yeah, that's awesome. Let's check out our ventilation, shall we? Actually getting a bit cooler in there now. I'll cool down eventually up there, alright. Yeah. I feel like I want the air a bit cooler. Yeah, I might not be here when you get back, but just, you don't think I'm being, yeah. I've got food in the morning, I've got work in the morning. Well, I got food at all, but growth altered irrigation. Oh, fuck, you need to irrigate those with polluted water? I didn't know that. Fuck me. Yeah, see.